Moving forward into our fourth critical zone, we must talk about an area that is often a source of quiet frustration for many women, yet is rarely discussed with the seriousness it deserves: the folds beneath the breasts. Let's spend a moment with 85-year-old Eleanor, a woman whose sharp wit and love for classic cinema haven't faded one bit. Eleanor noticed a persistent, itchy redness under her bust that seemed to flare up every time she spent a warm afternoon on her porch. She tried using scented talcum powders, thinking she was doing the right thing by keeping the area dry, but the powder soon turned into a thick, irritating paste that actually trapped more bacteria against her skin. This led to a painful inflammatory condition that made wearing her favorite dresses a source of dread rather than delight. The reason this area is so susceptible to trouble is similar to the abdominal fold, but with the added complication of constant friction from clothing and movement. When moisture is trapped between two skin surfaces, it creates heat that can actually cook the top layer of the skin, making it raw and vulnerable to yeast infections. You've carried the weight of the world on your shoulders for so many years, and your body deserves to feel light and comfortable. For Eleanor, the breakthrough came when she realized that her skin wasn't just getting old. It was asking for a different kind of care. The skin here is incredibly thin, and when it stays damp, it loses its ability to act as a barrier, which can lead to sores that take weeks or even months to heal properly in your 80s. To manage this fourth zone, you should focus on a rinse and cool strategy. During your daily wash, ensure you are lifting the tissue gently to allow warm water to reach the very back of the fold, removing any salt deposits left behind by perspiration. But here's the secret that Eleanor's dermatologist shared. After you have patted the area completely dry, you should avoid heavy creams or scented powders entirely. Instead, if you must use something, a very thin layer of a clear, silicone-based barrier gel can allow the skin to glide without friction while still letting it breathe. Another practical tip is to wear a soft, breathable cotton camisole under your support garments to act as a natural wick for moisture. Eleanor started doing this, and she found that her skin stayed calm and clear, giving her the freedom to enjoy her afternoon tea without a single thought of discomfort. Now we come to our fifth and perhaps most surprising critical spot: the inner thighs and the area directly behind the knees. You might think of these as parts of your legs, but in the context of longevity, they are vital friction zones that can determine how well you walk. Consider 77-year-old Henry, a retired carpenter who still enjoys spending time in his workshop. Henry noticed that he was starting to develop a chafing sensation on his inner thighs that made him walk with a slight, awkward limp. He assumed it was just his arthritis acting up, but the reality was that his skin was so irritated from rubbing together that he was subconsciously changing his gait to avoid the pain. This change in how he walked put unnecessary strain on his hips and lower back, creating a cycle of pain that threatened his ability to stay active. The skin behind the knees and on the inner thighs often goes unnoticed because we focus so much on the joints themselves. However, these areas are rich in sweat glands and are constantly in motion. When you're walking or even just shifting in your chair, these skin surfaces are rubbing against each other or against your clothing. As we age, we lose the subcutaneous fat that once acted as a cushion, making this friction much more damaging to the skin surface. If you want to reach 100 with your mobility intact, you have to ensure that your engine, your legs, is running without any unnecessary friction. You've walked a long road in your life, and every step you take now should be one of ease, not endurance. For Henry, the solution was a simple shift in his hygiene and clothing routine. He began washing his inner thighs and the backs of his knees with a moisturizing, soap-free wash that helped keep the skin supple. More importantly, he learned to never leave these areas damp after a shower, as moisture increases the tackiness of the skin, which makes chafing much worse. He also switched to longer, moisture-wicking undergarments that provided a smooth physical barrier between his thighs. By taking these small steps, Henry's skin healed, his gait returned to normal, and the phantom back pain he thought he had suddenly disappeared. It's a powerful reminder that our bodies are interconnected systems, and a small problem in a hidden fold of skin can have a massive impact on your overall independence. As we look at these 5 critical areas, the groin, the abdominal fold, the sacral region, the underbreast folds, and the leg friction zones, it becomes clear that the secret to longevity is often found in the things we choose not to ignore. You might feel that spending an extra 10 minutes a day on these details is a chore, but I want you to look at it as an investment in your future self. You are the architect of your own golden years, and every act of careful hygiene is a brick in the wall that protects you from the infections and complications that so often sideline others. You have so much wisdom to share and so many memories yet to make. Don't let a preventable skin issue be the thing that holds you back from the life you love. Now, I want to offer you a final piece of golden advice that ties all of this together. We often think of our skin as just a covering, but it is actually your body's largest organ and its first line of defense against the outside world. When you take care of your skin, you are taking care of your immune system. When you ensure you are dry and clean in these hidden spots, you are reducing the overall stress on your body. But there is a mental component to this as well. There is a profound sense of dignity that comes from maintaining your own body with excellence. Even if you require the help of a caregiver, being the one who directs this care and understands the why behind it keeps you in the driver's seat of your own life. You are not just getting older, you are ripening, and that process deserves to be handled with the utmost grace and attention. Imagine yourself 5, 10, or even 20 years from now, still moving with confidence, still sitting in your favorite chair without pain, and still greeting each day with a sense of freshness. That version of you exists because of the choices you are making today. It's about more than just avoiding a doctor's visit. It's about the quality of every breath you take and every move you make. You've spent a lifetime building your character and your home. Now, continue to build the sanctuary that is your body. You deserve to feel comfortable in your own skin, literally and figuratively, as you journey toward that magnificent century mark. I am so grateful that you've spent this time with me today, here at Eldervia. It's a privilege to walk this path with you and to share these small, practical pieces of wisdom that make such a big difference. If you found this information helpful, I would be honored if you would join our growing family by subscribing to the channel. We are a community dedicated to the idea that our later years can truly be our best years, filled with health, dignity, and joy. Before you go, I have a small request. Please take a moment to look at the comments below, or leave one of your own. Is there a particular area of health or hygiene that you feel isn't talked about enough? Your experiences and your questions are the heartbeat of this channel, and they help us help others just like you. Share this video with a friend or a loved one who might need a little extra encouragement today. Remember, you are never alone on this journey. We are here to support you, to celebrate you, and to remind you every day that you are capable of incredible things. Stay healthy, stay independent, and I will see you in the next video.